this game. So, 1 second. So e4, e5, and we have Ruy Lopez, d6. D6 is an okay move. We can move the pawn to d6 to support e5, but there's a downside with d6. That is, the pawn blocks our dark square bishop. So later on, it will be difficult for us to develop this dark square bishop. We could move it to e7, of course, but imagine you have pawn at d6, then a bishop at e7. The bishop will be a little bit stuck here. So I will move a6 if I play as black. And if white take our knight, we can take it with our d pawn. If white take our pawn, we can move queen to d4, and there's a fork. So we can win the pawn back. So in after bishop to a4, we can move bishop to e7, knight f6, castle, or bishop c5, b5, knight f6. Yeah, so this is like a bunch of moves I will make to make my pieces active. So yeah, d6 is not a mistake, but we can try something more active. So d4, so white challenged the center with d4, a6. So now I play a6. This is a little bit late because after the exchange we will lose the e5 pawn, and in this case we cannot move the queen to d4. Yeah, and also we cannot move the queen to g5 to get a double attack because after d4, the c1 bishop can control g5. So we will lose a pawn. Well, I mean, we can take the pawn and bishop d7. So this is a little passive, but it's safe. So we can protect the knight. And if black take our knight, and also importantly, we unpin the knight, we can take it with a pawn. Even though these two pawns are doubled, the b pawn and getting close to the center, that's a good thing for us. And also we open the semi-open file. We can move the rook to attack b2. And after the bishop retreat to, for example, a4 or c4, we can develop knight and castle to finish the development of the minor pieces and also make the king safe. So yeah, so after losing, okay, white take the queen first because white wants to double attack these two pawns after winning e5. So now white has built up a very good position, and yeah, so now it's really hard for black to for example defend two pawns at the same time. So king e6, and white doesn't take the pawn because white wants to develop pieces. And yeah, so we should protect c6. I mean, this is endgame, so pawns are really precious in endgames. And we lose another pawn, bishop b7, bishop knight d4, and because knight c3, the e4 pawn is protected. So yeah, so white has up 2 pawns, and this is huge advantage in endgame. Bishop e3, black develop rook, attack the center knight, this is good, and white castle, make the king safe, and control the d file with the rook. Also defend the knight. King e7, yeah, so I will castle to make the king safe because yeah, being kicked by knight is really terrible, and also the g7 pawn is handy. So if we castle, make the king safe, connect the rooks, and also the king can protect g7. And yeah, this is really hard to find the best move because the pawn is being attacked. Even though move king back or e6, knight takes your pawn, and that's a check. But the king fa, yeah. So the rook is being like it's hunting. So this is even worse. So moving the king up, yeah, is better than moving to f8. King to e, knight to e8, check, and I don't think black has a chance And yeah, so yeah, after taking the knight, this is made in two, but if black doesn't take the knight, black will lose another piece, and also the rook e8 is also a deadly move. So I think the learning for this one is the opening. So we can learn more about Ruy Lopez later on. So, but I would say after bishop b5, a6 something we can try. d6 is not a problem, but after d4, playing a6 is a mistake. So we can take the pawn and bishop d7 to yeah, play some defensive move, and that should be good. And that's it.